Okay, today I'm reading from Psalm 1. Now, in the one-year Bible, what happens is you go through Psalms twice in the year. So I'm all the way back at Psalm 1, even though it's mid-year. And in verse 2 and 3 it says, "But they delight in the law of the Lord, meditating on it day and night. They are like trees planted along the riverbank, bearing fruit each season. Their leaves never wither, and they prosper in all they do." You know, I'm not an arborist, but I stayed at a holiday. I'm not an arborist, but I picked up a few nuggets of information regarding trees through the years. And you know, one of the things that you would learn about trees is that root systems are, it is critical. The root system of a tree is critical to its defense against extreme weather. Weather that could topple the tree, the root system is going to be what determines whether the tree survives or not. When a tree grows up with some minor stresses on it, it will have a tendency to actually put down deeper roots, providing greater protection. Now, this is why, if you notice, this is why we see trees along a tree line where one side of the forest has been cut away. They'll fall over during extreme weather. Or along the interstate, you know, when there's an ice storm, all those trees that are along the edge, they kind of lean out and they lean over because one side of it's cut away. Now, those trees grew up with other trees around them, and their root system didn't have to develop quite as deeply because they were protected by the other trees around them. And when that protection was removed, the trees became vulnerable. When part of that was cut away, those trees became more vulnerable to falling over into extreme weather. So a tree that grows along a riverbank, you know, it's going to experience some of those stresses that cause deep root systems to form. I mean, there's going to be periodic flooding along the banks of a river. There's going to be some erosion that could take place. And so the roots have to go down deeper to protect against that. Wind can come sweeping down the river and on the trees. And the response? Grow deeper roots to make sure that you know, they are protected with the storms. But it's not just the tree that benefits from being beside the river. It's the riverbank that benefits from the tree. Arborists say the best way to protect a riverbank from erosion and pollution is to plant trees suited for that habitat, and then the root system that extends out into the edges of the river, it will help purify the river as well. Now, Psalm 1 compares those who dwell in the Word, those who cause them to fall over, to topple over. But these trees will act as a barrier to erosion and pollution in the world. May we all be like trees planted by a riverbank. And the way that happens is by delighting in the law of the Lord, meditating on it day and night, being in the Word, like we are now. Pray with me. Lord, I thank you for your Word, which strengthens us, which empowers us, which allows us to develop deep spiritual roots that keep us grounded, that keep us in the midst of the storms of life. Help us, Lord, to extend